Hey A&Pers, this is Dr. Jones checking in. This is A&P 2 Lecture Test 6, and I believe we're on video 11. And I have a previous video for, where's my pencil? Can't find my pencil. And no, there's no video of me, so just a second, video 11. And we need to cover pages 20 through, I think, 23. I have a separate video from last spring that I did on a different app, a whiteboard app, where I cover the Punnett squares on a whiteboard where I can draw them more effectively. So there's like an hour-long genetics video, and there are in fact Punnett squares on the test. There are a number of Punnett squares on test 6, and there are also Punnett squares on the final, so make sure you can do those. All right, so there's not a video of me this time because well, I've got a new desk. It's a desk that my husband built a few years ago. It was at the shops, and he's consolidated shops now. We had the conversation where we talk about the fact that my husband's a tattoo artist. I don't think we've had that conversation. We usually have that conversation by now in person, but anyway. So he's consolidated the shops in town down to one shop because, you know, COVID. And anyway, he had built this desk when he opened that shop. And so, of course, I didn't need a new desk. And I was quite moved into my desk since we moved back into the house after Harvey. But this is nicer. It's just taller, so it's kind of hard on my bum shoulder. But anyway, so the video issue is I have not figured out a background yet to cover the background. So that's why there's no video. It's not a tech issue, it's a background issue. So there you go. So this is the end. This is the last video that I'll be doing of 2402. So before I forget, I'm staring at the camera like y'all can see it. But I'm staring at you, and I want you to know how proud I am. And I know that online only is a pain in the rumpus, and that the doing videos and not being able to ask questions has all kinds of issues. And y'all are still here, and you are still learning, and you are still putting in the work, and you are still doing your absolute best. And I am so proud of you. And I know this has not been easy, but I am super impressed with y'all. So I just wanted you to know. Okay. So we are at the top of page 20 in the note set, which I won't hold up to the camera because it's not currently recording. The top of page 20 for me says changes in maternal organ systems. And let's see, should be this next slide. Here we go, there's pictures. So first bullet, the change is the respiratory rate increases. Mama needs more oxygen, obviously. The tidal volume increases. So the respiratory rate increases, mama takes more breaths per minute, and the tidal volume increases, mama gets in more air with each breath. Second bullet, the blood volume increases. So mama makes more blood, I think by like 50% more blood or something. If you double something, that's 100%. So increasing something by 50% is increasing it by half. Third bullet, nutrient needs increase 10 to 30%. They say that cravings, they say pregnancy cravings aren't a real thing. And it's like, yeah, I don't see that. Last bullet, GFR increases by about 50%. So the glomerular filtration rate, the kidneys work more because you're peeing for two. You're excreting wastes for two bodies. Changes in the uterus, it goes from 3 inches and 1 ounce in weight to 12 inches in height and 2.4 pounds in weight. The changes in the mammary glands, they increase in size, begin to secrete, and become somewhere between tender and tender as all get out. There are some people who don't breastfeed because they don't want their breast to change, but pregnancy will change your breasts, period, whether you breastfeed or not. So keep that in mind. Parturition, are we on the next slide? Here we go. Is childbirth. I don't think we're on the slide yet. I think we're still here. Maternal changes. And then poop. I think you all can see, the arrow. And here is the best shot we have in the whole book of the greater omentum. And here is the best shot in the whole book of the mesenteries and how they go to the different small intestines. Here you see the mesocolon, and then you can see all of these other organs. Here's the parietal peritoneum, visceral peritoneum, parietal peritoneum, and you can see that the urinary bladder, everything here is infraperitoneal, and then you can see that that all just gets smushed up during pregnancy. So the baby is always infraperitoneal. So if that helps it make sense of it in your head. If not, it's still the case. Parturition is childbirth. Labor is the contraction. So they talk about labor and delivery. Labor is the part with the contractions, and then delivery is the part with the pushing, which we'll talk about here in a second. Research prodromal labor that prepares the body for delivery. It used to be called false labor. I'm still looking at the camera. I've worked hard on that habit of looking at the camera. It's still there, even when the camera's not running. No green light at all. So the prodromal labor used to be called false labor because they didn't think it did anything, but now they know that it's like working out any other muscle. It gets it prepared for the job it's about to do. So it's an important thing. Contractions, we're talking about smooth muscle contractions of the myometrium of the uterine wall. And what role might fetal oxytocin play? They think that the oxytocin released by the fetus is what triggers labor and delivery. So the baby will tell your body when baby is ready. And again, our stages are pre-embryo for clump of cells, first 2 weeks, embryo, size and shape of a cashew, and then fetus when it looks like a green-skinned alien or a gray-skinned alien. If it looks like the alien, like Ridley Scott Alien, then it's still an embryo. Okay, so moving on. Dilation stages. The dilation stage is the labor, and here's a picture of that. That's the contractions part. This stage is highly variable in length. True. There is a standard average, and currently they will get all freaked out if you go a minute over the standard average, but that's what standard average is. It's halfway. So for some people, it can take 2 or 3 days of contractions, and for some people, it's like colors got brighter, and then boom, there was a baby. So there's a wide variety of the dilation stage. So if you spend too long at the hospital in the dilation stage, then they will push things along whether you and your baby are ready or not. So the trick there is to not go to the hospital until you absolutely have to. I'm doing a video. Okay, I'm pausing the video. That didn't pause the video. I didn't either.